Hello guys, in this video I will show you how to build this utility box. It has few functions and it's totally easy to use. First of all, you can use it as a loop switcher, as a true bypass box. You can switch between two inputs, you can switch between two outputs. So yeah, it's really cool addition to any pedal board. It's very useful in any guitar pedal workshop. So yeah, let's start. So to build a small useful thing, we will need enclosure, 6 mono jack sockets, footswitch, and of course some wires. As you see, there are only few parts, so it's totally easy to build. So let's start with mounting footswitch. Be sure its orientation is the same like in this video. And also, as always, be sure all the nuts are tight enough to keep part in a place. Enclosure I'm using here was used for another pedal, actually prototype of my old delay, but actually it has exact holes I need for this project. So I decided to give it a new life. It has another hole for DC connector, but actually I will not use it in this project because it doesn't need power. Enclosure is made of metal and actually I'm using metal frame jacks, so in this case I don't need to connect any ground connections between jacks. But I need to be sure that connection is solid. So for example, if you have paint all around the holes, probably connection will be not good enough, so it's good idea to send some paint around all jack holes, of course from the inside. In the end of this video I will show you how to check all connections. So as you see, with all mounted parts it should look like this. So now it's time to make some connections. Output signal here, input signal here, top loop output here, bottom output here, and same with inputs. We will not use this middle row of footswitch, but if you want you can mount DC connector and use this row to connect diode to indicate which loop is active. Also be sure you're connecting wires to correct pins on jacks. Signal pin is a bit bigger and actually ground connector it's also connected to the frame. And as I said, I'm using metal frame jack, so I will not connect any grounds. But if you're using plastic jacks, you will need to connect all grounds together. So as always, I suggest to keep all the work tidy. I like to use solid wires because I can easily form them and place them as I exactly want. Also, by doing this, you can clearly see all the connections. So it's totally easy to understand how this thing exactly works. Also, I would like to mention that you will need to check the height of your enclosure and jacks, because if your cover plate will touch connectors, you will short everything to ground and there will be no sound. So as you see, it's almost done, only last wire left. As I said before, this device don't need any power, but if you want to have LED indicators, you will need to use power socket then, or battery. So now let's check our ground connections. I believe all multimeters have this continuity check function. So we need to check continuity between all grounds. You should see zeros on the LCD and also hear beep sound. If you hear beep but the number is other than zeros, there's a problem with connections. So actually you will have to send some more paint, for example. Or tighten the jack. Of course, always wait a few seconds to see exact value. If all connections are good, it's time to close enclosure and it's done. So as you see, that was totally easy, beginner friendly build. Now I will show you how you can use it. First of all, we can use it as true bypass box. So in this case, you will need that small patch cable and connect to one loop. And this is our send and this is return. The right jack on the side it's input and left it's output. Next, you can use it to switch between two pedals. This is input, this first pedal send and return, second pedal send and return. So now you can switch between those pedals. Also, you can connect input here and two different amps to those jacks and you can switch between them. Of course, same with two different inputs, switchable to our output. Of course, instead of using this small patch cable, you can mount this small switch to provide connection when using as true bypass looper. So that's all, thanks for watching, good luck with completing this project and be sure to subscribe for more DIY stuff. Cheers!